Hey guys, what's going on? Mavericks here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about why I'm likely going to return or sell this Xbox Series X here that I got just a couple of days ago. Honestly, before I got this, I was super hyped to get an Xbox Series X or even a PlayStation 5. I kind of wanted a PlayStation 5 more, but we could not get our hands on one at all. And honestly, we're extremely lucky to get my hands on an Xbox Series X. I managed to get this from Currys in the UK. They did a drop back on, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday morning, and I managed to grab one of these and it got delivered just yesterday. And I opened this thing up, I plugged it in and was super excited to get on and play some games. I got kind of bought into the hype around this whole new console, new generation thing. And just a bit of backstory or kind of, background is I'm normally a PC gamer. I'm fortunate enough to have a pretty good PC that runs pretty much any game that I want. And I didn't realize at the time, but I was buying this console thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to play all these new games. It'll be super exciting when I get it. And I opened this thing up, and honestly, out of the box, I think it looks amazing. This is it right here. It's super small, like compared to the PlayStation 5, which I haven't seen in person yet, but I think comparing photos, it's massive compared to this thing. But this is like super small, even compared to the box it comes in when you first open it up. It's like, whoa, this little small thing's in that package. So I opened this thing up, I plugged it in, I got it hooked up to my 4K monitor, excited to play some 4K games. And the only game that I pretty much have, I'd already downloaded it for my older Xbox that I've been playing on, was Call of Duty Cold War. And I thought, look, there'll be other games I can go buy and play and be excited to play them. But anyway, loaded up Cold War, got that downloaded. That took about 7 years to download because it's so damn big. And while that was downloading, I was navigating through the menus or the dashboard. And honestly, this is the most underwhelming part of getting a new console, is there was no new dashboard experience. There was nothing new there. It just looks exactly the same as my old Xbox One that's sitting over here. When you plug that in, they look pretty much identical side by side. At least on the PlayStation 5, I think there is a new kind of dashboard. And I think that's one of the things. Like, I remember upgrading from, a PlayStation 2 to a PlayStation 3, and it has the new menus. I remember upgrading from an Xbox 360 to an Xbox One, and it had the new menus. Like, I literally remember, the old dashboard with the little file divider sort of thing on the sides, and it changed from that look to kind of what's the look right now. It hasn't changed much at all in a very long time, and I thought that was kind of annoying. Obviously, that's nothing against the console. Maybe they'll change it in the future, I'm not sure, but it kind of was underwhelming when I turned it on. I expected this kind of grand opening of turning on your console for the first time, and it's this new experience, and it really just didn't feel like that. It felt like a 4K Xbox One, which essentially, look, that's what it is. Anyway, on to the next thing was I plugged in Cold War and I started playing it. And I don't know if it's that my monitor only does 60 frames per second, so I can't test out the 120 frames. The monitor I've got my Xbox plugged into, it only does 60, and I put it in 4K. And I went to play some COD Online, and I've been playing COD Online. I'm going to absolutely trash this thing in a second. Let's not do that. But I've been playing COD Online, Cold War, on my PC, and it runs super smooth on there. There's no issues, and it's great. And then I move over to this new Xbox, which I expect to be a smooth, great experience, but it feels clunky. It feels like there is lower frame rates. And I don't know whether that's 60 frames per second is the issue, because I'm playing on 60 frames per second on my monitor over here, but I'm not playing in 4K, obviously. So maybe if I play on this on 1080p on the Xbox, it'll feel smoother. I'm not sure if you can even change them settings though on it. But when it comes down to it, it really just didn't feel as good. It didn't feel as smooth as I would have liked it to for a next generation console. So once I got that experience out of the way, I played a little bit of Cold War, and I couldn't really get a feel for it. Honestly, KD was absolutely shocking in that game because it didn't feel great at all. However, I thought, look, I'll go play some other games. What are the launch games? I didn't even know, because I just bought this thing out of hype. I think it was the fact that I couldn't have one, which really made me want one, even though I've got a PC that does everything that this thing does. So maybe my fault for buying something that I really didn't need and could have just played on PC. But I went and thought, look, there's bound to be some launch titles. Maybe there's some exclusives on this, and I'm not a big fan of exclusives altogether. Over on PlayStation, they've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales. On this, they don't really have any exclusives, which isn't a problem, but there's really no next generation games out for these consoles right now. Like, I think Assassin's Creed was the only other one that I looked at that I would potentially purchase, but again, I'm probably just going to play that on my PC. And I thought to myself when I bought this, I really don't need this console. It's not something that I need. And that's not to say that it won't be great for you. It won't be a great experience when you get it. If you're still playing on an old Xbox, it looks amazing. Like Call of Duty, when I loaded it up, it looks so good. It looks so crisp. The details are there. It looks absolutely amazing. I think the console itself, it looks great as a console. But if you've got a PC, I don't know if there's any reason to purchase one of these. In terms of PlayStation, you got some of them exclusives over there. You got the new dashboard, which is a big plus for me. I love the new dashboard. And I'm not a tech reviewer, guys. I've probably missed a load of stuff. There's probably a load of misinformation in this video. I do apologize for that. But I thought I'd just give my thoughts on this from buying it and being super hyped to get it. I was honestly super lucky to get one. So I think I'm going to give or sell or return this to someone that actually plays it and gets the use out of it, can have it this Christmas, because it's not something that I'm going to be using a massive amount. I'll maybe get like an Xbox Series S if I do, maybe just to put in, you know, like kind of my living room as a media center type thing where I can watch Netflix on it and stuff like that. Although I think you're probably better just watching Netflix on your TV if it's 4K versus plugging it into the Series S, which is only 1440p. But yeah, that's kind of my experience on day one of opening this baby up, thinking I wanted it. I kind of just bought into the hype of next generation, new console. You can't get them and everyone's kind of running to get one. So I started to kind of run with the herd trying to get one as well. I managed to get my hands on one, and honestly, it's been a little bit of a letdown so far. There's not that much of a difference between, you know, playing on PC or playing on the Series S. And that's not to say that in the future, things won't change a lot. There will be great games coming out. I know Halo Infinite's coming out soon. That'll probably be an awesome title to have on the Series X. I'm not sure if it comes out on PC or not. I'll probably grab that on the Series S if I end up getting one of them, because I love Halo. I was honestly, like, I'm an Xbox fanboy. I still think that the Xbox dashboard and all of the feel of it, I love achievements. I think achievements are so much better than trophies on PlayStation. And I think that, you know, overall, I prefer the Xbox. I think the look of it, it just looks clean. It's something that you can like set as, it kind of just looks like a bit of modern art. Whereas the PlayStation looks like something that you say, you know, to a kid, design a spaceship and that's what he draws. Whereas this looks nice, this looks sleek, it looks clean. So that's kind of my thoughts on this. If you enjoyed the video, I don't know if you did, maybe this will stop you from purchasing an Xbox. If you have a PC, and just let the console gamers go get them, let them have these consoles for now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you liked it, hit like. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe. We normally do just gaming videos on here. Pretty much Cold War Zombies is what we've been doing on the channel for now. But I thought I'd do a little Xbox video, explain my thoughts on this bad boy right here. The only reason right now why I'm tempted to keep this is just I think it looks so nice. I think, you know, black, it looks so sleek. I'm getting all my paw prints over it right now, but yeah, that's pretty much my experience with buying an Xbox Series X at launch, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.